Let's bring in our first guest today. He's still in our time zone. Alan Griffin, our weekly visit with Griff. All right, Griff. We still waiting on your baby girl Brooklyn to show up. What's the update here?
Yeah, we're still waiting. So I'll be heading to the hospital here in another hour and a half. So, yep, she's going to come today or tomorrow. She's definitely coming either today or tomorrow, but, yep, pretty excited, though.
Okay, that's that feels maybe like a good omen for the game if she can show up in time tonight or something like that. That could help out the team in some unknown way.
Oh, definitely. It'll be good. It'll be great.
All right, Griff. So you're still here. The team left Monday. Well, what's this week like for you? Like the Clemson game last week, and you stay behind it. It's a day and a half. This week, you're kind of apart from the scene for a whole week here. What's this like for you?
Yeah, it feels weird. I haven't had this much time off during the winter in a long time, right? And It's just been weird, but I got some stuff to take care of, especially around the house where I usually don't get a lot of time to doing it. So it's been a couple of beneficial days. I'm still watching film, still trying to get better as a coach, but yeah.
All right. Do you have the crib and the bassinet and all that assembled? Like, are we ready to go there?
All that stuff is assembled. That's been assembled for probably about a month now. My girlfriend is a psycho. She can do it all by herself.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to get caught with your pants down on that stuff. You want to have all that ready to go well in advance. All right. Before we get to this game and Cal, let's go back here to Pitt on Saturday. What'd you make of that game, Griff? I mean, you guys have the lead. You're there, and it kind of just slides there in the last few minutes. What'd you make of how that one wrapped up on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely a game that we thought that we should have won. We played good enough to winning. When you look at the numbers, in terms of out-rebounding them the way we did, and the amount of threes that we hit, like for us, for any team that's playing against us, that's a double-digit win for that team, right? Because the numbers are just crazy. But at the end of the day, Brian, you still got to, do a lot of the little things. And I just thought some of the little things we kind of didn't do towards the end, and I think that's what bit us in the butt.
I look at down the stretch, and Red alluded to this post-game. The rebounding advantage was huge for you guys, but it felt like, there was like 3 or 4 late in the game that you're like, oh, man, those are the ones that second chances for Pitt, lengthy possessions. It feels like those really determined how the game played out.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, offensive rebounds and giving them, whenever they got offensive rebound, they scored, they capitalized. They got, JJ picked up one of his early fouls because of an offensive rebound, the one Chris Bell missed. So, it's just things that you can't beat yourselves, and that was a classic game of beating yourself, and we just got to be better than that.
JJ picked up those 2 fouls there. He sat, the last 11, 12 minutes of the first half. I know back when Jim Boeheim was coaching, he was a let a guy play with 2, but you were also playing zone. How do you go into those decision makings with Red this year where it is a man, he's got 2, you had the lead? How'd that process go down?
Yeah, I mean, it was just that. We had the lead. It wasn't like we were struggling. We said, listen, we can continue to survive and do well without JJ. Let's try to see how long we can hold him out. And for the most part, Eddie was playing well. We just thought that we could ride it out a little bit. But, again, if you don't give up the offensive rebound, JJ's in, and I think you increased your lead going into half by at least, you up, double figures where it's a different game coming out of halftime, So those are the things that, again, that continue to bite us in the butt, and we just can't do them.
Yeah, it felt like that, if you'd been able to be out there late in the first half, that you're right. The lead's a little larger than you're playing from kind of a different angle there in the second half. We got Griff with us here. Game tonight on the road at Stanford, game Saturday on the road at Cal. Eddie's performance, 23 rebounds is a crazy amount. It's the third most in school history. What'd you make of what he did on Saturday?
He was a monster on the boards. I think part of it too is that we wish he would have, some of those rebounds he missed and he got back. We were hoping that he made them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's playing at a high level right now, and when you get a guy like Eddie and you kind of take a step back, Eddie is playing good. As good as he can play. He, the last 5 out of 6 games, he's been a double-double guy, and that's what he did at Colorado. You know what I mean? He's a double-double guy, and they were a really good team. They had a really nice little pieces around them. So we just got to, again, we need other guys to step up. I think Jair Davis can do more than what he's doing. Obviously Lucas, Chris shot the ball well. Finally, and hopefully that's a sign for good things going forward.
You mentioned Jair, Griff. I think back to early in the season. We saw him near the bucket and getting some stuff done inside. Recently, he's been making threes, which is great. You like to see him go in, but I don't know if we've seen as much near the basket. How much would you like to see that, that location on the court change maybe for him?
Yeah, I think it gives us a different, gives teams a different look if he can make one a game, which he's been doing in the last, 4 or 5 games. So now you have to guard him a little bit out there, and now that gives a lot more space for guys like JJ and Eddie. So yeah, that's a good thing. But like you said, his bread and butter is around the basket, and he needs to be a little bit more aggressive, right? And I just think he was a kid. For the last 3 years coming into this year, he was a kid that got the plays, and plays ran for him each and every time down, where this is a different team, right? It's a different makeup. And it was an adjustment period for him, and he still hasn't adjusted yet. And maybe, we got to look in the mirror too, and maybe we need to run, a couple more things for him, especially around the basket. So it's one of those things where, again, we need him to, stepping up a little bit more and being more productive, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, what changes for him too? Because we've seen him play, and obviously with Donnie out, he's played when he was playing with Donnie. It kind of changes the mix on the court here. What's different of when he's playing next to Eddie than when he was playing next to Donnie? Obviously, we know Eddie's going to be closer to the hoop.
Right, and that's it. He has more space, right, with to work, especially at that time when Donnie was here. And when he played with Donnie, because Donnie was a spacer, so Donnie would be on the perimeter more so than Eddie. Eddie's around the basket. So that gives bigger guys quicker ways to getting over to you and clogging up the lane a little bit. Whereas Donnie's guy had to guard Donnie. Even though he wasn't shooting a great percentage, he was a threat out there to making some. So there's just the spacing.
Yeah, it's just it's a different dynamic when you don't have the other option to mix it up out there. So we got Griff with us. The Orange are on the road in California against Stanford tonight. All right, Griff. So take us through the planning of this. This is a whole different thing, right? You've never had an in-season multi-game West Coast trip before. How much planning had to go into this whole operation here?
Yeah, it's from an operational standpoint, I thought it was handled the right way. We obviously took a charter out, big plane, got us to, I think they flew into San Francisco. But nice hotel. I mean, everything's been, on the up and up. But, going into it, we met right after the game, and then we met that next morning. We watched film with the team and basically went over some game plan and stuff. And the 2 guys who had the scouts, they were the lead guys in those deals. And, they left around 11:30, 12 o'clock Monday, and then, got into California, I'm not even sure what time.
Yeah, the time zone math gets a little tricky here. And then
it's unbelievable.
And you won't get to see you won't get to see him again until Sunday morning or something when they get back on a red eye here. And now I look at this Stanford team, and I'm sure you're grinding film on them. Out here, they're I haven't really seen them on my TV. It just doesn't cross paths a lot, even out here, even though they are in the ACC now. Then you start digging in, you're like, oh, okay, they're pretty good. What is Stanford this year? And with this center here, and Maxime Reynaud, looks like they got a legit dude they're working around this year.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a war down in the paint. You know, obviously Eddie's played against West Coast teams and played in the Pac-12 or whatever, so he's accustomed to it. But he got his hands full. We have our hands full. Excuse me. And with Maxie, like he's a big dude. He's skilled. He's good. You know, and he's probably a Player of the Year candidate. You know, but you got that guy in Duke that just keep winning everything. You know, player freshman of the week 9 and 8 straight times. So it'll be tough for him. But yeah, man, he's a talent.
Yeah, I say Ray Noel will probably have a nice, strong, maybe second place finish to Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's catching Cooper this year. How tough of a guard is he going to be for Eddie and the team? Not just because he's big, but he can also go outside and shoot the three. How tough of a matchup when you got a 7-1 guy that'll step out and shoot it?
Yeah, you know, I think around the basket, I think we have enough because, you know, if he's hurting us inside too much, we can still throw Naheem in there and just keep a big body on him. And, you know, hopefully Naheem can use 5 fouls against him, you know. But when it gets tricky when he gets out to the perimeter and, you know, he's picking and popping and, you know, it's just, you know, it can be a hard cover sometimes. So, but I think, you know, our ball screen defense and stuff like that is getting a lot better. It has got a lot better. And we're just going to have to make some adjustments to it because of what he does and what they do for him. So it's going to be a chess match tonight, but hopefully you know we make more moves and you know, and the moves are right for us. Yeah,
they got a pretty good backcourt too, right? When you look at Jalen Blakes and Isaiah Sellers, when you look at those two, what's that combo doing?
Yeah, you know what, Jalen Blake, excuse me. Well, I'm just going too fast. I got a little nerves on me, right? So Jalen Blake is a really, really tough defender. Like probably one of the best I've seen since I've been back. Like I've watched him in high school, but high school didn't do it. Like when he used to come in the game at Duke, you'd be like, man, this dude ain't giving, you know, this dude no room and no air to breathe. And he's a very, very good defender. He's played in our league, so he's played against us. So he's familiar with us. So again, they got a really good backcourt. I think, you know, I think our guy is better than theirs, you know, with JJ, and hopefully he plays that way.
All right, Griff, before I let you go, most important question for you tonight. Like, do you know the TV situation in the delivery room? What are the rules regarding you watching the game tonight? Are you going to find out in the morning with the rest of us?
No. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I got my phone, so I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But I just wanted to say one thing, Brian.
Yeah.
And this is crazy. And I just think that the ACC didn't do us no justice with this trip. You know, obviously we're gonna do what is best for us and our student athletes. But think about it, man. We're not like our game is at 6 p.m. West Coast time on Saturday.
Yep.
Where they could have easily made it a noon game or whatever. They just a 3 o'clock, like a 6 p.m. game. You're not getting out of there till 8:30, 9 o'clock West Coast time, which is after midnight. So our guys have to fly through the middle of the night. So you got to land in Syracuse on a Sunday, and then you got 2 days, 2.5 days maybe to practice for the number 2 team in the country in Duke. It's just it's sad, but you know what? That's why you play in the league and you play against good teams. So, but I just think that you talk about looking out for the student athletes. That's not looking out for the student athletes.
No. So, yeah, the guys are going to be getting back at what? I mean, it'll be like legit 7 in the morning or something on Sunday morning.
7 in the morning.
Yeah. And then crash when you get home, and then Oh, it's just Duke next, by the way. Yeah, it's only Duke next after that.
Exactly.
All right, Griff. Yeah, it's going to be a tough week. Best of luck to you. More importantly, Mom, and getting the more important work done, and your baby girl Brooklyn. And we'll hear all about the good news next week when we chat, Griff. But congratulations.
I'm gonna text you as soon as she's born. You're gonna be in my chat. You're gonna be in my chat.
Right. I need to know the minute these things happen, Griff. We'll be up to date.
I got you.
All right, got you. We'll talk next week.
All right. Bye.
That's our guy, Alan Griffin. All right, I'm in the chat now. Okay, I'll get up to the minute updates. Will my phone be on Do Not Disturb because we're asleep? That's also possible. But yeah, we'll be getting the updates. We like that. So yeah. Griff says now we'll have the game on in the delivery room. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes later on here in the